Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's been too long and I am finally back. But today I have 5 tips for all your new music makers out there. But before we get into this video, if you find this type of videos useful, go ahead and like it and drop a comment down below. The music industry is one of the most complex and diverse industries there is out there. So if you are getting into music production, there's a couple things you need to know before you get started. And today I have 5 tips for you to get started with. Number 1, know what it is that you want to do. While it might be obvious to you what genre you're going to be focused on based on the type of music you listen to, but you need to know what goes on in the behind the scenes to bringing a song to life. We have beat makers, producers, recording engineers, mixing engineers, and mastering engineers. All of these guys, they play a different role into bringing the song to life. It is possible for one person to play all of these different roles, but in my personal opinion, I think it's better, especially for somebody who's just starting out, to focus on one of these roles and master it. And afterwards, you can go on and learn something else. But just to start with, I think it's better you just focus on one and master that specific role. Number 2 is the gear. Obviously, being in music production, we need gear, which means a lot of you might be on YouTube right now learning what you need to get. And there's one thing that we need to remember. Gear is not everything, which means we have to be smart about it. And what does that mean exactly? Well, all it means is learn what you need, stick to your budget, and stick to the essentials. Having better gear does not equate to better music. It's always better to outgrow your gear than to have awesome gear and not be able to use it. Remember that. Number 3, investment. Music production is one of the most expensive industries out there, which means it's gonna cost you a lot of money and a lot of time. And I know a lot of you guys are not gonna be worrying about the time, so let's talk about the money. Well, quick little story about my first paid job. I got paid $2,000 for it, and I dumped it all into my home studio. So, great investment? Well, not really. What do I mean it wasn't a great investment? Well, looking back at it now, I didn't need the gear that I got. All the while that I had one key important thing that I needed to upgrade badly. But I wasn't looking at that. I just was looking at the gear that I wanted, and I got that. So, what am I trying to say? When you do have the money to spend into gear, first, look at what you have and see what needs change. And make sure that change is a need and not a want. Because gear is so expensive, make sure you get what you need first and then get what you want. This step is more of a best practice than it is anything else. As a music creator, one of the worst things that can happen to you is having to recreate an entire song that you just finished. And I've had to learn the hard way how that felt. So, get in the habit of saving and save often. You can never save too many times. If you're using Windows, Control S is gonna be your best friend. And if you're using Mac, Command S is gonna be your best friend. Again, you can never save too much. And last but not least, back up your files. You don't know when your computer is gonna die on you. So get in the habit of using external hard drives. Back up all the files that you have. Anything that you do, back it up. I've learned the hard way. My computer died on me and I didn't back up any files. Luckily, I was able to pull the hard drives from my computer, and when I got my second computer, to back up all my files. But get in the habit of backing up your files. You can never be too safe. Back up your files. Get at least one hard drive. I'd actually recommend 2, but get at least one and back up all your files. You don't know when your computer's gonna die. Everything I talked about in this video is something I had to learn myself, starting with learning what role I wanted to play in the music industry, to being influenced by YouTube videos on what gear to get, to poorly invest in the gears that I needed, to forgetting to save, and lastly, to not have access to my files after my computer died. If you find this video to be helpful, I would ask that you comment down below and hit on that like button. And if you're a beginner and you find this video to be informative, don't forget to share it with your other music friends that's just getting started. If you haven't done so, hit on that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.